Something that just dropped in on me right now on my way to breakfast with Pa is a concept I've been wrestling with for a long time about how it worries me that my authenticity triggers others and it makes relationships in my life quite difficult. And that used to bother me a lot because I want to be all of me and I want to be appreciated for all of me, but I don't want it to cause disharmony and tension in my relationships. And so I was constantly looking for this middle ground of how do I be all of me but stifle just enough so that I don't trigger the shit out of everybody. And I don't know what it was today, but today it dropped in so clearly in my head of I am so glad that my authenticity triggers the shit out of people, and that's a good thing. So my new perspective at looking at that is thank you so much. That's so exciting that I'm making you feel some kind of way. I'm so excited and glad that I am triggering the mess out of you or activating you or making you feel some kind of way right now. Because guess what? That's because I'm being all of me, and in our soul contract of our interactions with each other, that means I'm doing my part, because in my being all of me, that means something inside of you is pissed that you're not being all of you. And if that's all I'm meant to do in our contract with each other in this earth lifetime is make you feel some kind of way, whether that's the one time I do it and the 50 times other people do it, or I was the straw on the camel's back, it doesn't matter. The point is I fueled the fire to nudge you in a new direction per our soul contract of interaction in this lifetime. So I really am going to embrace shifting this new perspective of, rather than being worried about the way my authenticity and the way being all of me triggers people or causes tension in relationships, I'm going to lean into the hell yes, that means I'm doing my job. That means I'm doing my part. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because that's what our contract might specify. Even if it doesn't look like I'm helping you, it might just cause a fight, it might cause some space, it might cause tension, but that is the medicine, because in my bringing this triggering to you, you are now prompted, or at least more aware of this discrepancy inside of you, that there is something more that you desire to be, have, do, let go of, all the things. And so somebody needed to hear that today, that you don't have to feel bad about the way you trigger others or about the way you cause tension in relationships as you grow, evolve, and level up drastically. I am in a season of life where my rapid growth and acceleration is causing havoc on all of my relationships. Tension, space, falling outs, the works, And so at some point you have to accept that that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be per your contract. If contractually that's how you have to look at it for peace, that's fine. But now I've taken up this deeper layer of it gets to be a great thing, because it means that I'm doing my part. It means that I've brought some sort of medicine to the relationship, even if it looks like you think I'm a weirdo, or you're pissed because when I talk about how I don't live in limiting beliefs or lack mindset, or I'm not a victim of anything, and you think that's freaking ridiculous. Good, because there is something inside of you that wishes that were true for you. And so if I did nothing more for you than that moment and that day in this lifetime, great. I did my job. I can be proud of myself, and I can have peace in knowing that I'm not thrashing around being an instigator or being a problem maker or just being combative to be combative. I'm being all of me, and that is exactly what the relationships in my life need, good, bad, or ugly. They don't need me stifled. They don't need me watering down and hiding. They need me triggering the shit out of everybody, because that's what it was called for. That's what it was called for. Each individual relationship contract calls for certain instances of that. And so you out there listening, take peace in knowing that if you're doing the work and you're moving from a place of love and authenticity and not spite or anger or jealousy or just overall combativeness and being feisty for the wrong reasons. If you know you're doing the work and you're in the right place and you make people feel some kind of way about the way you live and the way you talk and the way you don't live and the way you don't do this and that, good. Be so proud of yourself. Be so glad that you are doing exactly what that relationship needs.